Welcome to aminacademy.com. In world history, let us discuss about Pallava dynasty. There are some controversial issues about their origin. According to one school, they were a branch of Parthians, but there is no evidence for the migration of the Parthians into the south. The another opinion that the Pallavas were a branch of the Brahmin royal dynasty of the Vakatakas of the Deccan. But here again there is no direct evidence of any connection between the Vakatakas and the Pallavas. Third school of opinion is that it was an indigenous dynasty and rose to power after the dismemberment of the Ikshvaku kingdom. In other words, they were the indigenous Nagas. So the Pallavas were possibly a local tribes who established their authority in the Tondai Nadu or the land of creepers. Now we'll discuss detail about Pallavas. There are some notable rulers of Pallava dynasty. First one, Simhavishnu. He is generally considered he is the founder of Pallava dynasty. He ruled from around 575 to 600. See, he was the first Pallava monarch to rule beyond Kancheepuram. Mahendravarman I. The Pallava dynasty reached the height of its power under his rule. Narasimhavarman I. Ruled from 630 to 668 CE. He is considered one of the greatest rulers of the dynasty. He avenged the Chalukya ruler Pulikeshin II in the Battle of Manimangalam. Narasimhavarman II ruled from 695 to 722 CE. He was known for his patronage of art and his military conquest. Aparajita, he lost Pallava ruler. He was defeated by the Chola king Aditya I, marking the end of the dynasty. The Pallava dynasty ruled over the Tondai Mandalam region for about 500 years, starting from 250 AD. The dynasty is known for its patronage of Dravidian style architecture, including the Kailasanatha temple at Kanchi and the shore temple of Mamallapuram. Narasimhavarman I was the son of Mahendravarman, after whom he succeeded to the throne and one of the kings. The Pallava dynasty was established around 250 AD and reigned for about 500 years. The Pallava dynasty is ruled by their kings. The last Pallava ruler, Aparajita, was defeated by the Chola king Aditya I, marking the end of the Pallava dynasty. Later Pallavas, Simhavishnu 537 to 570, Mahendravarman I, Narasimhavarman I, Mahendravarman II, Parameswaravarman I, Narasimhavarman II, Parameswaravarman II. Pallava dynasty, the political history. This is a Pallava region. The word Pallava means branch in Sanskrit and arrow in Tamil. The origin of Pallavas are still being determined through the historians who believe they emerged during the later part of the Ikshvaku dynasty in the Andhra region. Based on the timeline of the Pallavas, their political history could be divided into early Pallavas and Imperial Pallavas. Kancheepuram served as the Pandya's capital. Served as a Pallavas capital. Early Pallavas. The various theories try to trace the origin of Pallavas. The following are their possible origins. Already we discussed about this one. That is, they were possibly branch of the Parthian people, that is Iranian tribe, who later assimilated into Indian culture. They could be an indigenous tribe from South India. Another theory links them to descendant of Chola prince and a Naga princess of Mani Pallava, Sri Lanka. They could also be feudatories of Satavahanas. They could be linked to the Ikshvaku dynasty as well. Simhavarma, who rose to power around 270, 275 to 280 AD, is the earliest recorded Pallava king. His only known inscription was found at Masikallu, Guntur district. Sivas Kandavarman, who ruled after Sivas Simhavarma, was also hailed as one of the greatest Pallava rulers. His territories extended from Krishna River to the south Pennar River in Tamil Nadu. Nandivarman I was the last early Pallava king, and during this time the dynasty experienced an invasion from the Pallavas. Later Pallavas, also called Imperial Pallavas, was foundation of this lineage of Pallavas was laid by Simhavishnu, who began his rule from 575 AD after the defeating the Pallavas. He defeated many kings in the south, including Cholas and the Pandyas. His reign went to include Sri Lanka in his kingdom. The Pallava dynasty is given a proper shape for his rule onwards. He was also known as Avanishimha, Lion of the Earth. Next one, Mahendravarman, that is 600 to 630 AD. Mahendravarman I practiced Jainism in his early life, but upper a Shaivite saint influenced him to convert to Shaivism. He was also known as Satyasananda, Gunabara, Vichitrachitra, Chattakari, temple builder, Chitrakarapuli, and Mattavilasa, his names. He had expertise in the construction of cave temples. The Mandra Gopal II inscriptions calls him Vichitrachitta. He is also credited with the music inscriptions. Narasimhavarman, considered one of the greatest of the Pallavas, he was also known as Mamalla or Mahamalla, which means great wrestler. He found the city of Mamallapuram, that is in Mahabalipuram. He raised the prestige of the empire and defeated Pulikeshin II, Chalukya ruler, who earlier defeated his father Mahendravarman and thus adopted the title of Vadabhikondan. During his reign, Huinswang visited the Pallava capital Kanchi. He also took an expedition to Sri Lanka to re-establish the Sinhalese prince, Mahavarman, on the throne. Narasimhavarman II, he was also known as Rajasimha and was considered a great military strategist. He exchanged ambassadors with China and his reign was considered very peaceful. He also focused on temple building activities and the famous Kailasanatha temple at Kancheepuram was built during his reign. The famous scholar Dandin used to live in his court. Narasimhavarman II, he was a worshipper of Vishnu and great patron of learning. Several old temples were renovated and new ones like the Vaikunta Perumal temple at Kanchi all were constructed during his reign. Aparajit Varman, he is considered the last Pallava ruler and was defeated by Aditya I, the Chola ruler, in 897 AD. The depiction of Somaskanda on the rear wall of the sanctum of temple in Tirutani is regarded as the last king used that style. Contribution to Pallava dynasty. The Pallava dynasty made many contributions to art, architecture, culture, and society, including the temple architecture. The Pallavas are considered the originators of the Dravidian style of temple architecture, where they were patrons of temple building and are responsible for the development of two forms of temple architecture, rock cut and structural. Some of their best known work including the shore temple of Mamallapuram and Kailasanatha temple in Kanchi. The Pallavas were patrons of sculptures and their period saw the creation of many masterpieces. Some of their most famous sculptures include the Descent of Ganges and Penance of Arjuna, that is in Mamallapuram. The Pallavas patronage painting and the Sittanavasal caves contain painting from their period. The Pallavas patronized music, and the Kudumiyanmalai inscription mentions music and instruments. Spread of Hindu culture. The Pallavas spread Hindu culture to Southeast Asia, which paved the way for the creation of Greater India. Aryanization of South India. The Pallavas contributed to the Aryanization of South India, rise of Saivism and Vaishnavism. Pallavas contributed to the rise of Saivism and Vaishnavism through the Bhakti movement of Nayanmars and Alvars. Religion of Pallavas. Religion of Pallavas. The Pallavas were primarily Hindu, but they were also tolerant of other religions. The Pallavas were followers of Hinduism. They built many temples to Hindu gods and goddesses such as Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, and Lakshmi. The Pallavas were patronage of Shaivism and Vaishnavism, two major sects of Hinduism. Bhakti movement. The Bhakti movement was a period when Shaivism and Vaishnavism rose in popularity. The movement was led by the Shaiva Nayanars and the Vaishnava Alvars, who composed hymns in Tamil that emphasized the importance of devotion. Other religions. Pallava were also tolerant of other religions, including Buddhism and Jainism, through these religions declining during the Pallava period. The Pallavas were also known for their contribution to Dravidian architecture, particularly temple architecture. Some of their most notable architectural achievements include Kailasanatha temple in Kancheepuram, the shore temple, and the chariot temple in Mahabalipuram. Education and learning in Pallava dynasty. Pallavas were a dynasty of rulers in South India from early 4th century to the last 9th century CE. They were known for their patronage of learning and the development of education and literature during their reign. The capital of the Pallavas, Kanchi, was a center of learning and intellectualism. It was known as the Gadikastanam or place of learning. The Gadika, that is monastery or center of learning, was popular with students from all over India and abroad. Many notable figures studied at Kanchi, including Mayura Sarman, the founder of the Kadamba dynasty, and Dharmapala, who later became the rector of Nalanda University. Literature. The Pallavas supported languages like Sanskrit, Telugu, Prakrit, and Tamil. Sanskrit was the recognized medium in the Brahminical institution of the period. Some notable works in Sanskrit include Kiratarjuniyam and Bharavi, Dasakumarchandra of Dandi, and Mattavilasa Prasanda by Mahendravarman I. Tamil literature also developing during this period, with the Nayanars and Alvars composing religious hymns. Some notable work in Tamil include Bharadavemba by Perundevanar and Kalladam by Kalladanar. Music and dance flourished during the Pallava period, becoming a regular feature in temple festivals. Literature in Pallava dynasty. The Pallava dynasty supported a variety of literature including religious, secular and non-religious works in Sanskrit and Tamil. The Pallavas were patron of Sanskrit learning and their capital Kanchi was a center for it. The Pallavas also supported Tamil literature including devotional songs on hymns, Devaram, the collection of hymns by the Nayanmars, Nalai Radhivapandam, a collection of the hymn of the Alvars, Bharadavenba, a Tamil translation of the Mahabharata by Perundevanar, Kalladam, a grammar book written by Kalladanar, Nandi Kalambagam, book about the reign of Nandivarman III, written by an unknown author. The Pallavas were also patrons of art and architecture. The Dravida style of temple architecture, which is characterized by a pyramidal tower, originated during the Pallava period. Pallavas were devout Shaivites and promoted religious literature in both Sanskrit and Tamil. This period saw the rise of devotional works like the Devaram, hymn in praise of Lord Shiva by Tamil poets like Appar and Sambandar, who flourished during Pallava rule. Decline of Pallava dynasty. The Pallava dynasty decline began in the 8th century CE and was marked by military conflicts with other groups, including the Chalukyas, Cholas, Pandyas, and Gangas. Military conflict. The Pallava were involved in military conflict with the Chalukyas and Pandyas, which weakened them. The Cholukyan army also invaded the Pallava kingdom and plundered the capital Kancheepuram. Vikramaditya II's attack on Kanchi. This marked the beginning of the Pallava dynasty downfall in South India. Defeat of Aparjidavarman. The last Pallava ruler, Aparjidavarman, was defeated by the Chola king Aditya I in 897 CE. With his defeat, Pallava territory was absorbed into the Chola Empire. The Pallava dynasty was a South Indian dynasty that existed from 275 CE to 897 CE. They left a lasting legacy in southern India, particularly in the field of art and architecture. Some of their best known works include Shore Temple at Mamallapuram, Kailasanath Temple at Kanchi, and Pancha Pandava Rathas at Mamallapuram. Aparajitavarman was the last ruler of the Pallava dynasty. He was defeated by the Chola dynasty ruler Aditya I in the latter part of the 9th century CE, and the Kancheepuram and the remainder of Pallava dynasty lands was absorbed into the Chola Empire. Pallavas were also instrumental in spreading Indian culture in Southeast Asia till the 8th century AD. Pallava influence was predominant in Cambodia also. Saivism enjoyed official patronage in these countries. The Pallava type of Sikhara is to be found in the Temple of Java, Cambodia, and Annam. So far, we discussed about the Pallava dynasty. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.